If you are performing, if you could please, when it's your turn, go to the left of the auditorium and come through the back instead of coming through the front of the stairs. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Manchester High School's Bailey Auditorium. At this time, we request that you locate the nearest exit. In the unlikely event of an emergency, you will be instructed to exit the auditorium. Trained personnel are present to assist. The performers and crew thank you in advance for placing all electronic devices in their silent mode. Please be courteous to other patrons and enter and exit the auditorium. For your safety, there is no standing in the aisles or doorways during this evening's performance. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Important short announcement for any performers who would like to come up stage. They would need to take that door instead of taking these two staircases. Take that door and go around and go behind the curtains. Thank you.
My mother tongue is Bengali. Amar matribhasha Bangla.
Mis lenguas maternas son español y galego.
لغتي الأم هي اللغة العربية. Moja rodná mowa ukraińska.
私の母国語は日本語です。
Η μητρική μου γλώσσα είναι τα ελληνικά.
Benim ana dilim Azerbaycan dilidir. Moj maternji jezik je hrvatski.
Meine Muttersprache ist Deutsch.
我的母语是汉语。
Ma langue maternelle est le français.
Mi lengua materna es el español.
제 모국어는 한국어입니다.
Moj materni jezik je slovenščina.
Hala nene ankan popular.
Kenyu mona serer de.
Мой родной язык русский.
Minha língua materna é o português.
ururimi rwanjye kavukire ni Ikinyarwanda.
Creole, c'est langue en moi.
Je suis née Guarani español. Ana dilim Türkçe.
Afrikaans is mijn moedertaal.
पंजाबी मेरी माँ बोली.
Tinjajana Tintirinena.
Ma langue maternelle est le français.
My mother language is English.
Happy Mother's Day!
Good afternoon. Peace. In Japanese, it's Haiwa. In Greek, Arini. Tenang in Indonesian. In Arabic, Salam. In Hebrew, Shalom. In Spanish, Paz. Shanti in Bangla. Welcome to the 4th International Mother Language Day celebration of Manchester. This year's event is supported, organized and sponsored by Town of Manchester departments and community organizations which include Manchester Department of Leisure, Family and Recreation, Manchester Public Schools, Manchester Public Library, Manchester Public Schools Department of Race and Equity, Manchester Adult and Continuing Education, and Bangladeshi American Friends and Family of Connecticut, United Bangladeshi Christian Community of Connecticut, Bangladesh, Christian Association of Connecticut, Bangladesh Home Community Center. The International Mother Language Day that we celebrate today holds a profound historical significance. The International Mother Language Day, it tells about the story of courageous individuals who stood up to fight for the recognition of their mother tongue, Bangla, as the official state language in then East Pakistan. Despite being denied and oppressed, they continued their struggle. Tragically, those brave souls are shot and killed by Pakistani ruling party. I am originally from Bangladesh. I am honored to share its proud history of struggle, sacrifice, and victory to our next generation all over the world. My salute to all language martyrs. To pay tribute to these brave souls, we'll observe a moment of silence. My name is Sarah Tasneem. I'm a professor of Eastern Connecticut State University. I have been with this annual event since the very beginning, 2020. I feel honored to be the moderator of this event again. This year, we are very happy to have 2 more members in the team.
My name is Johanna Dada. You can call me Joyti. I am half Indonesian, half Bengali, and I'm a student at UConn.
Hola y bienvenidos. My name is Jessie Muñiz Poland, and I come from the island of Borique, Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, and I'm very honored to be here. Thank you. Español.
আমি বারবার বলি গর্বের সাথে বলি আমার মাতৃভাষা বাংলা।
My mother language is Bahasa Indonesia.
Every human is born free. We all have one mother, one birthplace, and a mother tongue. And some might consider these attributes as one's identity. These 3 attributes will be unique to a person, but each of one of us will have all 3 and defines us during the initial phase of our development. This feeling that we all have all these 3, one mother, birthplace, and mother tongue, these unique identifiers commands a sense of equity, a sense of impartiality. IMLD is a day when we can find our common ground to embrace diversity, where we have our differences. Of course, we will be assorted. We have different mother tongues, but the similarity lies in the fact that we all have one. IMLD celebration has the potential to bring people from different countries, distinctive races, with various languages, together on one platform where we can accept another with respect and honor. As we watch the program today, let us go back to our roots with a sense of pride and dignity and be happy.
Now, please join me in welcoming one of my childhood friends. She has the voice and the heart of an angel. Here is Brianna Bishash performing the both U.S. and Bangla national anthems. Please rise.
আমার সোনার বাংলা আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি আমার সোনার বাংলা আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি চিরদিন তোমার আকাশ তোমার বাতাস আমার প্রাণে ও মায় আমার প্রাণে বাজাই বাঁশি সোনার বাংলা আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি ও মা ফাগুনে তোর আমি বনে ঘ্রাণে পাগল করে মরি হায় হায় রে ও মা ফাগুনে তোর আমি বনে ঘ্রাণে পাগল করে
ভাসি কি শোভা কি ছায়া গো কি স্নেহ কি মায়া গো কি আচল বিছায়েছ পথের মূলে নদীর কুলে কুলে মা তোর মুখের বাণী আমার কানে লাগে সুধার মতো মরি হায় হায় রে মা তোর মুখের বাণী আমার কানে লাগে সুধার মতো মা তোর বদন খালি মলিন হলে আমি নয়ন ও মা আমি নয়ন চলে ভাসি সোনার বাংলা আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি আমার সোনার বাংলা আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
Today, we do not have State Senator M.D. Rahman with us because of his prior travel commitment, but his support is always with this community of Manchester as well as throughout Connecticut. We have Mayor Jay Moran with us. I would like to invite Mayor Jay Moran to the stage. Mayor Moran is a lifelong Manchester resident. He is the former Board of Education member and Town Council member of Manchester. He is very involved and supportive of embracing the linguistic and cultural diversity of Manchester's population, which has grown more and more diverse. With this brief introduction, I would like to invite Mayor Moran for his speech.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Sarah, Jordy, Jesse, thank you for being our MCs today. Appreciate your time. I'd like to thank all the organizations and all the town staff and Board of Education staff that have come together for the 4th year to put this great event today on International Mother Language Day, 2023. And as Dr. Sarah has told you, I won't go down the history 70 years ago, the history of Bangladesh and the language of Bangla, and the sacrifices that so many people made to stand up for what is right. And I take great pride here in Manchester that I have a lot of friends that are here out in front that have pushed me along the way to do what's right, to be more welcoming, to realize that we make mistakes and when we fall down, we get up and we pick each other up, and that it doesn't matter where you come from, what language you speak, what religion you practice, whatever that is in your life, we try to welcome you here in Manchester. And I was speaking with one of our keynote speakers, Dr. Muhammad, earlier, and he said, congratulations, and you should be proud. He said, I believe you're a very progressive town. You're very welcoming here. And to be one of the only towns in New England that actually celebrates this great day gives me great pride. And thank you for those that organize it. So let's hear it from Manchester, Connecticut. You know, we're here to talk a little about the linguistic and cultural diversity amongst us, differences, but someone said earlier, it's the things that bind us together, the things that are common. And I think of my Latino friends here, and I run into my Spanish teacher from high school every once in a while. I actually worked with her for a while, long after I was out of high school. And to this day, she makes me feel like I'm part of the Latino family. She still calls me Diego Morani. She never calls me Jay Moran. It's Diego Morani. And then, of course, I don't understand and I cannot speak the language of Bangla. Thank God when we're on Facebook with my friends, I just hit translation so I can hear all the conversation that's going on. But I know one thing, and this is when I tell you the human spirits in this room and across this town, I take great pride in, is that I don't have to understand their mother tongue when they call me brother. That's all I need to be called. So thank you to all my brothers and sisters out here from all the different backgrounds. And so much to be proud of here today. And yes, so proud of my little brother, M.D. Rahman, who got out of this event by going back home, by the way, who is the first Bangladesh state senator in the state of Connecticut and I believe New England. So let's hear it for M.D. Great job. And we'll also take great pride that right here in Manchester, my state representative, who's sitting right over here, is not only the majority leader in the state of Connecticut, but he's the first Latino, the highest ranking Latino in the history of the state of Connecticut legislature. That's Jason Rojas, I'm proud to call him my friend and my state representative. So let's celebrate today. Let's celebrate every day. Let's make sure we take the time to understand, all of us, who we are, where we come from, but most importantly, as I say this all the time, as we celebrate this 200th bicentennial, where we kicked off a few weeks ago, the town of Manchester, we talk about all the great things in our community, and we talk about some of the things that we failed at. But as I mentioned then, and I'll mention today, if we continue to lead with our hearts, we will always do the right things. So happy International Language Mother's Day, and welcome to Manchester if you're from out of town. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Moran. Actually, he also represents East Hartford in addition to Manchester. Unfortunately, we do not have Superintendent Matt Gary with us today, but we are very happy to have Connecticut State Representative Jason Rojas to present the official citation of the Connecticut General Assembly. With that, I would like to invite Mr. Rojas.
Buenos días, bienvenido. Mi lengua materna es español. Welcome, good day to everybody. My mother language is Spanish. It's certainly, I know there's a citation here I'll present. It's really, really amazing to be here. It's such a great celebration of community and celebration of the global community that we're all members of. And you know, we live in a world today where there's so much messaging that is coming at us that would lead us to believe that there's more that divides us than brings us together. And I think events like this, organized by all the different town organizations and community organizations, are really one of the greatest examples of our shared humanity. So I really appreciate being invited to participate in this event. I wasn't planning on speaking today, which is why I'm wearing my sweater and my blazers in my car. But I should know after 18 years in elected office that I should always be prepared to speak. It might be a little long on me given the height difference, but really, it really is just a wonderful way to spend an afternoon together, celebrating that is something that is universal to all of us, which is language, and the celebration of language and what it means to all of our culture, all of our families, all of our ancestry, and all of our home countries and communities. So thank you all for being here. I'll present the citation introduced by Representative Luxembourg, myself, Representative Jenga from East Hartford, Representative Curry, Representative Doucette, and Senator Rahman. Be it here known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to the Bangladesh Community International Mother Language Day. In recognition of the initiative of the Bangladesh Community International Mother Language Day, it is a worldwide annual observation held on February 26 to promote linguistic, multilingualism, and cultural diversity. Today, we are honored and celebrate that the local Bangladesh community has initiated a townwide celebration of all the different languages and cultures that exist in our community here in Manchester and beyond. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion, expresses hope for continued success given this 26th day of February at the state capitol, signed by Senate President Martin Looney, Speaker of the House Matt Ritter, and Secretary of State Denise Merrill. Thank you very much, and congratulations, everybody.
On behalf of the superintendent of schools who cannot be here, we would like to ask Board Member of Education, Kwesi Mensah, if you could come up.
It means hello to you all, and I welcome you all to this event. On behalf of the Board of Education, I welcome you all to this beautiful event. International Mother's Language Day came about as a result of the persistence and the push to recognize a language. And I'm so grateful that in Manchester, we recognize diversity. The Bangladesh Christian Association of Connecticut, I have to single them out, spearheaded this effort. And today we are celebrating four beautiful years of International Mother Language Day. And we at Manchester School District, we have the Office of Race and Equity. How beautiful it is. We recognize all languages. We recognize all peoples. So being here today, yes, we are grateful, we are thankful. We'll continue to make the push and make sure that we are all one. I just encourage you, wherever you are, wherever you may be, always put on a smile. It does open doors. It is the first language. Thank you.
Now it's the ribbon cutting ceremony. We would like to express our gratitude to 3 Bangladeshi associations based in Manchester for the ongoing contributions. Without their assistance over the past 4 years, we would not have reached the stage that we are currently at. They are BAFFC, UBCC, BCAC. I would like to invite the presidents. First, Mr. Harun Ahmed, President of BAFFC, then Mr. Nixon Biswas, President of UBCC, and then Emmanuel Datta, President of BCAC, to come to the stage to join the ribbon cutting ceremony. I would also like to invite Jessie Muniz Poland, Councilwoman member, up on stage for the ribbon cutting ceremony. Go ahead. Just spread out, yeah, 2 ways. Just go ahead. Yeah.
Come on in. Yes, please.
Okay, of course, yes, sure. A group of people worked hard for this, behind this excellent publication. On your way out, you can pick a copy of this publication. Thank you. Now, we'll watch a musical story, The Awakening, in Bangla, Jagoroni, written by Dr. Gulshan Ara Kazi, a renowned physicist, and later she became scientist, writer, poet, Nazrul researcher. In this piece, Bidisha Dawanji will sing Tagore's song along with Aradhana's dance, and Trini Ahmed will sing Nazrul's song, and Marilyn Gomez will dance with her group. And we'll listen to recitation by Linda Blakesley and Nira Bahauddin. The episode is directed by Mullah Bahauddin Pial. The Awakening.
The world today is going through a turbulent time, and we, as humans, are in trance, getting fragmented, defragmented, becoming enemies of one another, and making a journey through long, dark nights. Now, it is crucial that we search for our purpose as one human race, search for our identity, revive our sense of belonging, and revitalizing our dreams. poets and philosophers of Bengal have repeatedly shown ways of our salvation through invigorating lyrics and tunes. Nobel laureate Bengali poet Rabindranath Tagore said, "Bishwa jokhon nidra magun, gagun andhokar," as the world is enshrouded by eternal darkness and we humans are under the spell of deep slumber, I hear someone playing the string of the harp in my soul, signaling the end of dark night and ushering in the bright morning. The rebel poet of Bengal, Qazi Nazrul Islam said, "Prabhato bina tabo baje," your morning flute is playing, brightening the sky and horizon and showing the ways for emancipation.
Prabhato bina tabo baje, baje he, Prabhato bina tabo baje, udaro ambaro majhe, majhe he, Prabhato bina tabo baje, baje he, Prabhato bina tabo baje, তুষারো কান্তি তব প্রশান্তি, তুষারো কান্তি তব প্রশান্তি, শুভ্র আলোকে রাজে হে, প্রভাত বীণা তব বাজে, বাজে হে, প্রভাত বীণা তব বাজে। তব আনন্দিত গভীর বাণী শোনে ত্রিভুবন যুক্ত পানি, মন্ত্রমুগ্ধ
of Bengal, Jibanananda Das said, "Abar ashibo fire, Dhanshiritir tire." After traveling through the long road of the world, exploring all around, it is time for me to search through my heart.
Someday I shall return to the bank of the Dhanshiri River in Bengal. Maybe
হয়তো বা
not as a
শঙ্খচিল
human, but as a
শালিকের বেশে হয়তো বা ভোরের কাক হয়ে এই কার্তিকের নবান্নের দেশে কুয়াশার বুকে ভেসে একদিন আসিব এই কাঁঠাল ছায়ায় হয়তো বা হাঁস হব কিশোরীর ঘুঙুর রহিবে লাল পায় সারাদিন কেটে যাবে কলমির গন্ধ ভরা জলে ভেসে ভেসে আবার আসিব
Will return again to play fondly with the rivers and meadows of Bengal, among the greenery of the washed shore.
আবার আসিব ফিরে
Someday I shall return to the bank of the Dhanshiri River in Bengal.
এই বাংলায়
Thank you so much for this wonderful live performance. The recitation was by Linda Blacksley, Neera Bahauddin, and Aisha Diwan. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Performing next is Parampara School of Music. They are led by their director and teacher, Kasturi Shenbunia. Today they are representing India, which is home to many different languages. They will be singing in both Bangla and in Hindi to a piece entitled Song of Joy, written and composed by Salil Chowdhury. Please join me in welcoming them with a big round of applause.
কে মাদলে তান তোলে কার আনন্দ উচ্ছলে আকাশ ভরে জোছনায় আয় ছুটে সকলে এই মাটির ধরা তলে আজ হাসির কলরলে নূতন জীবন গড়িয়ায় আয় রে আয় লগন বয়ে যায় মেঘ গুড়গুড় করে চাঁদের সীমানায় পারুল বন্যাকে চম্পা ছুটে আয় বর্গিরা সভাকে কোমর বেঁধে আয় আয় রে আয় আয় রে আয় আয় রে আয় আয় রে বলে দিল দিয়ে দোলে ও সনম হলে হলে कैसा जादू किए जाए जाने या ना जाने तू तड़पाए कभी तरसाए ऐ दिल की लगी तुझको कौन समझाए आए रे आए आए रे आए आए रे आए आए रे आए তিনাক না তিন তিনা এই বাজারে প্রাণ বিনা আজ সবার মিলন বিনা এমন জীবন বৃথা যায় এ দেশ তোমার আমার তাই আমরা গড়ি খামার তাই আমরা গড়ি স্বপন দিয়ে সোনার কামনায় আয় রে আয় লগন বয়ে যায় মেঘ গুড় গুড় করে চাঁদের সীমানায় মারুন বন্যাকে চম্পা ছুটে আয় মুরগিরা সব হাতে কোমর বেঁধে আয় আয় রে আয় আয় রে আয় আয় রে আয় আয় রে আয় तिनक ना तिन तिना दो दिन का है जीना ओ सनम तेरे बिना मुझसे रहा नहीं जाए आंखों के पैमाने पीले ओ मस्ताने जो पिए वही जाने अजी कैसे जिए जाए आए रे आए प्यार के दिन आए धड़ धड़ दिल धड़के नजर शर्माए कभी तड़पाए कभी तरसाए ऐ दिल की लगी तुझको कौन समझाए आए रे आए आए रे आए आए रे आए आए रे आए
Hello.
We'll take a few minutes to talk about what languages mean to us and how important and awesome Manchester is in including and encouraging these different languages to be spoken, because I know that can be intimidating sometimes when all you hear is English, but that's not your mother tongue. It's Spanish, or it's Bangla, or it's something else. But Manchester works very hard to be inclusive, and they gave me a few minutes to say that. There's nothing else I'm going to add to it except that we are very honored to have been asked to be a part of this. And I see my friend, retired State Representative Edwin Vargas, and retired teacher. We're very happy to have you here, sir. Thank you. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. I am very happy and honored to introduce my friend and his colleagues, Nelson from Sin Fronteras, to regale us with their amazing music.
Sí, what to?
Achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya yakiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya yakiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya yaki, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. La Pachamama cha hermano chai, makichaki parlai kusu. La Pachamama cha hermano chai, makichaki parlai kusu. La taka al kusu. Amañaga ñaga al taka. La taka al kusu. Amañaga ñaga al taka. La Pachamama cha hermano chai, makichaki parlai kusu. La Pachamama cha hermano chai, makichaki parlai kusu. La taka al kusu. Amañaga ñaga al taka. La taka al kusu. Amañaga ñaga al taka. La Pachamama cha hermano chai, makichaki parlai kusu. La Pachamama cha hermano chai, makichaki parlai kusu. La taka al kusu. Amañaga ñaga al taka. La taka al kusu. Amañaga ñaga al taka. La Pachamama cha hermano chai, makichaki parlai kusu. La Pachamama cha hermano chai, makichaki parlai kusu. La taka al kusu. Amañaga ñaga al taka. La taka al kusu. Amañaga ñaga al taka. Achao ya yakiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya yakiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya yakiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya yakiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya yakiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya yakiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya makiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai. Achao ya yakiji, achao ya makiji, achao ya chichai.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. We are from Sin Fronteras, or without the borders. We are from South America. We bring music to unite to the world. Will be everybody enjoy with the music. We start on Hermano Chai, say brother brother to the world, brother to the tierra, water to the earth. The next song es Vírgenes del Sol, con ustedes. Gracias, Sin Fronteras. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. Sin Fronteras. Y arriba la huipala, la bandera de los pueblos originarios.
abandones, cariñito. Nunca, pero nunca me abandones, cariñito.
Everybody, clap your hands. Thank you.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Thank you for this wonderful presentation. Thank you for bringing South America to Manchester, Connecticut. Our thoughts are with you, Peru. I mean it. Now we'll have live presentations of two beautiful poems by two special Manchester elected officials, Councilwoman Jessie Muniz Poland and Board of Education member, poet extraordinaire Kwasi Minsa, who also worked in the Manchester Adult and Continuing Education Program. We are privileged to have both in this special segment.
Well, I don't write my own poem. Somebody else's poem. But it resonated with me. It's resonated with me for the past 20, I'm not gonna age myself, but 20 plus times, because we've all experienced that diaspora and that need to fit in. And where do we fit in? So it is called Child of the Americas by Aurora Levins Morales. I am a child of the Americas, a light-skinned mestiza of the Caribbean, a child of many diaspora, born into this continent at a crossroads. I am a US Puerto Rican Jew, a product of the ghettos of New York I have never known, an immigrant and the daughter and granddaughter of immigrants. I speak English with passion. It's the tongue of my consciousness, a flashing knife blade of crystal, my tool, my craft. I am Caribeña, island grown. Spanish is in my flesh, ripples from my tongue, lodges in my hips, the language of garlic and mangoes, the singing poetry, the flying gestures of my hands. I am of Latino America, rooted in the history of that continent. I speak from that body. I am not African. Africa is in me, but I cannot return. I am not Taína. Taíno is in me, but there is no way back. I'm not European. Europe lives in me, but I have no home there. I am new. History made me. My first language was Spanglish. I was born at a crossroads, and I am whole. Thank you.
Hello again. I bring to you a poem from Ghana. When I was told I was going to be on stage tonight, I wrote this poem. It's titled, Identity in Language. We all have an identity, yet you have me as a non-entity. We speak a common language. None is at a disadvantage. Now, smile. I come from Ghana, a country in Africa, a land of 50 indigenous languages. How then do I carry your burden when you do not understand? It is your land, you say. History and knowledge say otherwise. Build a bridge of communication. Learn about my culture. Start with a smile. Akwaba, Wezo, Atu, Barakat Zua. Hello, hugs, handshakes. Whistles, click sounds, signs, my language, yours to learn. Same constitution of a human body. Which language is first? Or you believe a language to be dominant? Language is peculiar to a culture. Achievements made, tremendous strides, overnight is washed away. Far away from home, my language unites me with the soil, the land of my placenta, rekindling memories forged, strengthening entrenched roots. Akpena mikata, min danya fensi, medamwase, midawon nasipi, medawanasipi. I thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Poland and Mr. Nemteminze. We are learning the pronunciation. Yes, it's much needed, the bridge of communication. Now, it's my distinct privilege to introduce our two keynote speakers, Dr. Muhammad Niamut Elahi and Dr. Saleh Rahman, who is also known as Cezanne Mahmoud. Dr. Elahi is a professor of international business at Quinnipiac University. He was a US Fulbright professor in Jordan in 2018, a recipient of multiple Teaching Excellence Awards. He is also actively involved with the Hamden Rotary Club, Columbus House, and the Albert Schweitzer Institute, and has appeared in various media. Today, he'll talk about the history of 21st February. I would like both of the keynote speakers to come one after another, and I'm going to announce both the names at once. Dr. Cezanne Mahmoud, a nationally awarded writer, lyricist, columnist, and filmmaker, Associate Dean for Equity, Inclusion, and Diversity, Professor of Medical Sciences, Frank Natter School of Medicine, Quinnipiac University. Dr. Rahman's topic is Bengali literature in the context, in the global context. So I would like to invite Dr. Elahi first, then Dr. Rahman would follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tasnim, for your kind introduction. So good afternoon, everyone. After such a wonderful musical soiree and two beautiful, passionate recitations, I'm afraid that what I'm going to share with you is going to be a complete letdown. Nevertheless, since I have been invited, let me share with you some of my thoughts and briefly tell you the history of the language movement that we are celebrating. When we are celebrating International Mother Language Day, we are not just celebrating the success of our past struggles. Such celebration also means we are renewing our commitment to the cause for equity, diversity, inclusion, and justice. Such a celebration also means that we are reaffirming our faith in the indomitable spirit of humanity. And I thank the town of Manchester, its Board of Education, and all the people who have been involved in organizing this event. Town of Manchester, Mayor Moran, I am really impressed what your town is doing. I think Manchester is miles ahead of other US towns. It should be a model for the rest of the USA. No town comes close to it in terms of commitment to diversity and equity. So again, congratulations, and also congratulations on celebrating your bicentennial, for achieving that milestone. My understanding is you'll be celebrating that soon. So again, congrats, all the residents of Manchester. Anyway, now let me go back to the point that I was going to make about the International Mother Language Day. Dr. Sarah Tasnim has already given a brief history. Let me add a little more to the context. Let us go back in the pre-Second World War time, when the West was fighting for freedom and democracy. More than half of the world was still enslaved. It was not necessarily a fight for democracy and freedom for more than half of the world. But after the Second World War, when the European colonial powers realized that they will not be able to maintain their colonies, they left in a hurry. And the Indian subcontinent, which was under British rule for 200 years, it gained its independence in 1947. And British, they have many good qualities, but I think you would all agree with me, they are not necessarily good when they're exiting. You have seen what a mess Brexit has been. You have seen the mess that was created in Israel-Palestine, and there was also a bigger mess that was created with the partition of the Indian subcontinent. And a new country was created, Pakistan, which had two wings. Northwestern side of India, which was known then as West Pakistan, today Pakistan, and northeastern side of India, which was then known as East Pakistan. And majority of the population of Pakistan were ethnically Bengali. However, when the question of determining the state language came, Bengali was ignored. And that is when students started a movement to establish Bengali as a state language. And eventually it morphed into a bigger movement, and a movement for freedom, for independence, and Bangladesh finally came into being in 1971, more than 50 years ago. And the International Mother Language Day, I would say even though the movement started in 48, it really came into fruition in 1952, more than 70 years ago. So a question might arise that today in this 21st century, what is the relevance of 21st February that took place, the events of 21st February that took place in a small provincial town of then East Pakistan? Does it really matter? There are so many people in this room who have nothing to do with Bangladesh or Bangla. Why should we care? I would argue that this day is important because 21st February, it rekindled the spirit of Bangladeshi people, and later my good friend, Dr. Sezan Mahmood, will be talking more about the contributions of this event toward literature, toward art, toward culture. A few events change the course of history, and I would argue that 21st century was greatly impacted by 21st February and still being impacted because the fight is not over. We are celebrating International Mother Language Day, but we should not be oblivious to the fact that we are also celebrating Black History Month. We are celebrating diversity. And there are many challenges that face the humankind. And one of the biggest challenges that we are all facing collectively is the climate change. And who are the most vulnerable because of this climate change? The people, the marginal people, marginal communities, If they disappear, many of the languages will disappear. And language is not just a medium of expression. Our mother tongue, our mother language, makes us see the world in the way we see it. It allows us to interpret the reality. A mother tongue is a reservoir of wisdom and ancient knowledge. So when a language disappears, all this ancient knowledge and wisdom disappears. We have already lost many languages. Let us work together so that we don't lose any more. Since I have a friend from our medical school, Dr. Saleh, who is going to speak right after me, he knows it better than me. We need genetic diversity. When very few species are there, that's not good for any species. If languages die out, even people who are part of a language that survives, even they will suffer. Just as we need genetic diversity, just as we need biodiversity, similarly, we need cultural diversity, linguistic diversity. That makes us human. And I can see many young faces in the audience. And the young people, my special appeal to you, you are the change agent. You can make the world a better place. And it is you who can make a big change in how we look at the environment, how we look at diversity. Let us work together in ensuring that we preserve not just our mother tongue, but also our Mother Earth. There is only one planet, so let us work together. Thank you.
Shubha Sandhya, good evening, and thank you for inviting me. I'm only 5 months in this area. 17 years back, I was in Boston, and then I moved to Florida. So I brought all the sunshine and warmth. As you can see, the winter is small now. Having said that, I also like to congratulate City of Manchester. Mayor Morrell did a wonderful job, not only promoting and propagating what is most important to a society like USA, that everybody can feel home. And I, particularly as a writer in Bengali, I think everywhere I go, I look for these elements. The first University of Washington introduced a university-wide program to celebrate International Mother Language Day. A few years back, I had the honor to be a keynote speaker over there. But I have never seen a city that organized such a big program 2 days and bringing different type of elements of culture, heritage, and pride together. So having said that, I was supposed to talk about Bengali literature in the context of global literature. We have so many global standard writers, poets in Bangla. If I just utter their name, it will take at least an hour for me, literally. However, I will be as brief as possible. Before saying anything, I would like to remind everyone why language is so critical, so important. If in 1952 we did not have language movement, we would not have the desire to become independent country like Bangladesh. My friend Dr. Ilahi mentioned that we are losing language. In fact, every 2 weeks, one language will not be spoken in human anymore. That's the statistics. However, Bengali is the only language in the world never been patronized by ruling power before Bangladesh. thousands of years it survived as a language because of its strengths, the depth, cultural depth with the language. So Bengali became a language now is fifth speaking in the world. So we have Rabindranath, we have Nazrul, we have Jivanananda, you have seen in the musical presentation. But Bengali actually literature goes back to 700 AD as we noted in the history. And it could be divided into three eras, like the ancient era, the medieval, and the modern era. The ancient era, mostly, I would say 600 to 1200, Charjapad was created. These are like hymns, mostly religious tributes, poetry. And the medieval time, the translation era, all the religious books called Bhagavad Gita, all those religious books were translated into Bengali. So that's the most important identity or mark in the medieval time. And the modern literature, we go back to Rabindranath and post-Rabindranath. That's how we have to demark, because 1913, one of the earliest Nobel laureate is Rabindranath. Gitanjali means tribute of songs. So we got the earliest Nobel Prize in literature for writing songs. And Bob Dylan got in 2016. So we can take that pride and we can say, yes, now we have, as a Bangladeshi American, we can say, we are proud to be with the heritage of Rabindranath for getting Nobel Prize in writing literature, writing songs in particular, in 1913. And now, as an American, we are proud that Bob Dylan also received Nobel Prize for writing songs. After Rabindranath, Nazrul, Jivanananda Das, and also Jasimuddin, he mostly wrote for people of the country, called Pollikabi, means subalterns. Those are unspoken in our literature. But there was another poet. He died at the age of 22, Shukanta Bhattacharya. And my last slide is for fun. So on the left-hand side, Nazrul, right-hand side, Shukanto. The middle is when I'm a writer with my get-up. People say we have similarities with both. With all humbleness, I'm nowhere near to their genius. I may look like them. But today, as you can see, I'm in America talking about my language. Many writers all over the world talking about Bengali. I'll finish with one experience. When I came here in this country, back in '96, I was a student at Harvard University. We created a program over there. Our Prime Minister, even the present Prime Minister, first time came to United Nations, and we invited her and gave 11 to 15 American citizens who contributed in our liberation war. And that occurrence, that incident became, that event, I would say, rather than incident, that event became our national pride. And then Prime Minister finally went back home, selected 100 people from all over the world and recognized with our national crest and tribute. And guess what? I moved in Glastonbury and found one of those 15 people, one couple lived in Glastonbury. How interesting correlation, connection, coincidence is that someone I met at the airport and told, yes, my father-in-law, mother-in-law was one of the contributors in Bangladesh Liberation War, who actually wrote a position paper, sent it to Senate, and that is the document first time said, emergence of Bangladesh is a reality now. So we thank you all for not only supporting in that liberation war and supporting our language, our culture, and we become a single world. We are the people We are the heritage, and we will embrace everyone irrespective of their origin, their belief system, everything. We are human beings. That's what it matters. And if we love International Mother Language Day, we'll bring everyone together just like today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for two wonderful keynote speeches. I think now it's time for the Google video.
There is a long tail of languages that are underrepresented on the web today, and translating them is a hard technical problem. That's because translation models are usually trained with bilingual text. For example, the same phrase in both English and Spanish. However, there's not enough publicly available bilingual text for every language. So with advances in machine learning, we have developed a monolingual approach, where the model learns to translate a new language without ever seeing a direct translation of it. By collaborating with native speakers and institutions, we found these translations were of sufficient quality to be useful. Today, I'm excited to announce that we are adding 24 new languages to Google Translate. More people are using Google Translate than ever before, but we still have work to do to make it universally accessible. There is a long tail of languages that are underrepresented on the web today, and translating them is a hard technical problem. That's because translation models are usually trained with bilingual text. For example, the same phrase in both English and Spanish. However, there's not enough publicly available bilingual text for every language. So with advances in machine learning, we have developed a monolingual approach, where the model learns to translate a new language without ever seeing a direct translation of it. By collaborating with native speakers and institutions, we found these translations were of sufficient quality to be useful. Today, I'm excited to announce that we are adding 24 new languages to Google Translate. More people are using Google Translate than ever before, but we still have work to do to make it universally accessible. There is a long tail of languages that are underrepresented on the web today, and translating them is a hard technical problem. That's because translation models are usually trained with bilingual text. For example, the same phrase in both English.
We just heard giant tech company Google's CEO, Sundar Pichai. Actually, advancement of artificial intelligence technology will only help preserve our languages. However, it is our responsibility to actually preserve our own languages, our own mother tongue. How can we do that? We can do that by relaying our languages to our next generation. We'll have to speak in our native languages with our children. Then only we can really preserve our languages. These days, what I see, sometimes the young generation, they would text, and for example, I can speak for Bangla, they would text to their friends or write emails to their friends, and they would write the Bangla words in English font, which is very detrimental in the preservation of our language. We are going to lose, eventually, our alphabets. So we should keep on writing the Bangla words with Bangla alphabet. Having said that, next we have linguistically diverse video presentations depicting the beauty of diverse languages in America. The first one is Indian language, Yurok, and the presentation is recorded in California. We have two more after that. The next poem is from Far East, from the country of sunrise, from the people of Okinawa in Japan, who also had to fight to preserve their mother language. The performer is Dr. Kiku Jones. The third presenter is Moroccan. The title is My Beautiful Country by Rachida Parks. It is in Arabic language, the language which is spoken in the Middle East by thousands. We can start the video now. This is time for item number 10. Yes, thank you.
I am Suzanne McDonald, and I'm sharing a Yurok song today by Carol Lewis. The Yurok tribe is the largest tribe in California. Our lands are around the Klamath River, which feeds into the northern Pacific Ocean. The tribe focuses on its people, sustainability, dam removal, condor preservation, cultural revitalization, and language preservation. This song is about the California quail, the turkirku. Turkirku, turkirku, chakinu kwegat. Turkirku, turkirku, chakinu kwegat. Turkirku, turkirku, chakinu kwegat. Skewa kenene wa check. Skewa kenene wa check. Skewa kenene wa check. Skewa kenene wa check. Chakinu kwegat turkirku. The last phrase in the song is an important one. Takiskui sa'a ne wachek. I will see you again in a good way. This is also the title of the Tribal Court's reports on missing and murdered Indigenous people in California, which has the 5th largest MMIP cases. These reports contain stories, data, resources, and a roadmap to how we can all take action to protect our loved ones and Native people. The reports are available for free on the Yurok Tribe's website.
Shimisachi ni sumichi uyanu yushigu tuya shimi ni sumiri tinumuri bushiya yume ba yumari shiga Uyanu yushigu tuya yumiyanaranu Yuruhara sufuniya ninufabushimiyati wanacheru ya wandumiati.
Like the balsam flower dye coating your fingernails, have the teachings of your parents coat your heart. In the heavens, stars in the Pleiades cluster are countable if you try, but the teachings of your parents are not. Ships sailing at night plot their course with the North Star. My parents who gave birth to me plot their course with me in mind. Thank you.
Hello again, everyone. I would like now to speak a bit about the beautiful country of Indonesia. It is made up of thousands of islands with thousands of different languages. My mother is from northern Sumatra, and her native tribe is Batak. The Batak people live in the volcanic mountains of Lake Toba. Today, I am wearing traditional Indonesian formal wear called a kabaya, and I am honored to represent a country with such rich culture and tradition. Thank you, and also please remember to pick up your magazines on your way out.
Greetings, my name is Rashida, and on the occasion of the International Mother Language Day, I'm reciting a poem in the Arabic language. The poem is titled My Beautiful Country by Abdel Malik Balgiti, where he expresses his love for Morocco by highlighting the exquisite landscapes and natural beauty of the country, also the warmth and hospitable nature of its people, and the profound historical significance of the region. Here is the poem in Arabic. لست تلقى كالمغرب الفد أرضا ولو اجتزت الأرض طولا وعرضا كرمت منبتا وطابت هواء ونعيما فليس يبرح غدا يتناجى السحاب والأرز فيها من تآخى يصافح البعض بعضا يصدح الطير فيها بأناشيد لها الوحش يركض ركضا جنة من مناظر تلهم الشعر بجو نقي من الصحو غدا وغصون من الرياحين نشوى نفضت نورها على الأرض نفضا أين لبنان من نواح لإفرانا إذا الأرض جاء يعرض عرضا ذي بلادي ينهال منها اعتزازي نابض حبها مع الروح نبضا. Thank you very much.
Our next performance is here all the way from New York. They perform all over the United States, and this marks their 30th year of creating such magic on the stage. The Bangladesh Institute of Performing Arts, BIPA, will be doing a group dance to a patriotic Bangla song, choreographed by Annie Firdos. The performers are Sayeda Jyoti, Namaya Amin, and Zareen Maisha. Thank you.
প্রতিমা বানাতে পারি আলোর বেনুতে জেগে ওঠো ভোর আমাদের ঘর বাড়ি
আঁচল ভরা শস্য তোমার, তৃষ্ণা ভরা জল, তোমার মায়ায় তোমার ছায়ায় স্নিগ্ধ করতল, অন্ধকারের সাত সীমানায় আলোয় আলো তুমি, নারীর টানে জড়িয়ে রাখো আমার জন্মভূমি। নিজের রক্তে দাও এঁকে দাও যুদ্ধ জয়ের টিকা, স্বপ্নে আমার মুগ্ধ স্বদেশ মাতৃকা, মাতৃকা, মাতৃকা।
আমি আমি করে জুড়েছি আমরা নাড়িতে আদিম টান। দুধে ভাতে তুমি ভালো থেকো আজ আমাদের সন্তান। জ্যোৎস্নার দেশে খামারের গান একই সে হৃদয় জুড়ে, যে কোনো শর্তে উঠবে চাঁদ বিসমিল্লার সুরে। আমাদের
These dances are amazing. Next, we're bringing up Catalina, who's going to do Tambuyake, which is a bomba dance that is derived from our ancestors in Africa. And it is like a war cry in our island. And we take our beat and the rhythm of the drums from our ancestors. And to interpret that is Catalina. Here, let's give her a welcome.
Tambuye toca la bomba. Bulle, tambuye. También repica los cuas. Bulle, tambuye. Tambuye. Bulle, tambuye. Pa' que gocen los bomberos. Bulle, tambuye. Bulle, tambuye. Bulle, tambuye. Piquete el bailador. Bulle, tambuye. Tambuye. Bulle, tambuye. Vengan todos a bailar. Bulle, tambuye. Tambuye vino a tocar. Bulle, tambuye. La bomba que yo te traigo no es para antagonizar, proponiendo un espacio para todos disfrutar. No, no, no, no te quedes con nada por dentro. Sí, sí, sí, que la bomba te va a curar. No, no, no, pues la bomba es un sentimiento. Sí, sí, sí, baila bomba, bailala ya. Honrando a nuestros mayores, reafirmo mi identidad. Piqueteando en el batey, mi bomba no morirá, óyelo. No, no, no.
Thank you for the wonderful bomba dance. In Bangladesh, now it's spring, and yellow is the dominant color in spring, Boshanto. So it's like bomba dance in Bangladesh. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. Now, we have video presentations by Manchester Adult Ed ESL students. The Manchester Adult and Continuing Education Program over the years has served adult ed students learning English from all over the world, representing as many as 48 different mother languages and diverse cultures. The students sharing what their mother language means to them is a sampling of this year's students speaking Azerbaijani, Tui, Burmese, and Farsi. The video can play now.
Salam, mənim adım Aynur İbayevadır. Mən Azərbaycandanam. Hal-hazırda Amerikada yaşayıram. Ana dilini bilmək niyə vacibdir? Çünki ana dili övladlarımızla qura biləcək ünsiyyət, gələcəkdə dostlarımız, yəni bizim dildə anlaya bilən dostlarımız və valideynlərimiz, yaxın qohumlarımızla ünsiyyətə keçə biləcək ən yaxşı vasitədir. Və bizim ana dilimizdə bilməyimiz həm də bizim adət-ənənələrimizə, övladlarımıza daha yaxşı ötürə bilməyimizə çox böyük kömək olacaqdır. Ona görə də hər kəs öz ana dilini bilməlidir. Təşəkkür edirəm. Salam.
Yɛfrɛ me Abɔdwo Bɔtɛ Eliezer na mefiri Ghana. Adekutia me language no yɛ sunku ne sɛ like ma metumi kyerɛkyerɛ like me feelings ne me express me ho yie ɛwɔ twi mu sen Borɔfo na baabi a mefiri no ɔno na like yɛde wɔ mu yɛde tete mu nti like maba ha sei no like ɛma like nneɛma bi wɔ a ɛyɛ de ma me a ntumi hyɛ da express me ho nti sɛ meka twi na obi wɔ hɔ na ɔte twi na like ɔno mu like ɛma m'ani gye like metumi open up to mpaako no.
မြန်မာနိုင်ငံကနေ2013ခုနှစ်မှာအမေရိကကိုရောက်ရှိခဲ့ပါတယ်။ကျမရဲ့မိခင်ဘာသာစကားကတော့ဗမာစကားဖြစ်ပါတယ်။မိခင်ဘာသာစကားကကျမတို့တော့အရင်ကရေးကြည့်ပါတယ်။ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့မိခင်ဘာသာစကားဟာကျမတို့ရဲ့ယဉ်ကျေးမှုနဲ့ဆက်ဆက်နေတယ်လို့တခြားဘာသာတွေကိုသင်ယူရတဲ့နေရာမှာလည်းပို့ပြီးတော့လွယ်ကူစေလိုပါတယ်။ကျမကတော့မိခင်ဘာသာစကားကိုဆက်လက်ပြီးတော့ပြောဆိုသွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ မိခင်ဘာသာစကားကိုလေ့လာသင်ယူခြင်းအဖြစ်နဲ့အဲ့ဒီဘာသာစကားကိုကြောက်ပြတ်မသွားအောင်ထိမ့်သိမ်းကာကွယ်ရတဲ့ရောက်ပါတယ်။ကျမမှာသားသမီးတွေလည်းရှိပါတယ်။သားသမီးတွေကိုလည်းကျမရဲ့မိခင်ဘာသာစကားကိုဆက်လက်ပြီးတော့သင်ကြားဖို့ဆုံးဖြတ်ထားပါတယ်။ဒါတွေဟာလည်းအရေးကြီးတယ်လို့ကျမကယုံကြည်ထားပါတယ်။ကမ္ဘာပေါ်မှာရှိတဲ့လူတိုင်းတယောက်စီတိုင်းဟာမိမိတို့ရဲ့မိခင်ဘာသာစကားနဲ့ယဉ်ကျေးမှုကိုလေးစားသင့်ပါတယ်။ မိခင်ဘာသာစကားကိုရိုသေလေးစားခြင်းအပြင်ကျမတို့ရဲ့ယဉ်ကျေးမှုအမွေအနှစ်တွေကိုမပြောက်ပြတ်သွားအောင်ထိမ့်သိမ်းရမယ်ရောက်ပါတယ်။မိခင်ဘာသာစကားနဲ့ယဉ်ကျေးမှုကလည်းရောရှက်နေပါတယ်။ကျမယုံကြည်ပါတယ်လူတစ်ယောက်တိုင်းဟာကိုယ့်ရဲ့မိခင်ဘာသာစကားကိုပြောဆိုခြင်းဟာလေသူ့ရဲ့ရိုးသားမှန်ကန်မှုကိုဖော်ပြရရောက်တယ်လို့ဆိုလိုတယ်ပါတယ်။အားလုံးကိုကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ရှင်။
زبان مادری. اسم من رضا است. من اهل ایران هستم. زبان مادری من فارسی است. شاعران و نویسندگان ایرانی یا فارسی زبان در سراسر جهان شهرت زیادی دارند، مانند فردوسی و خیام. برخی از اروپاییان آهنگ زبان فارسی را به نوت‌های موسیقی تشبیه می‌کنند. فارسی تنها زبانی است که با حمله اسلام از بین نرفت. به زبان‌هایی که در خاورمیانه و به ویژه مصر قبل از اسلام صحبت می‌شد نگاه کنید، الان همه عربی صحبت می‌کنند. برای من زبان مادری زبانی است که مادرم وقتی در شکمش بودم با من صحبت می‌کرد. این همان زبانی است که در خواب با آن فکر می‌کنم یا حتی با آن صحبت می‌کنم. الان که در آمریکا زندگی می‌کنم، هر وقت کسی با من فارسی صحبت می‌کند احساس آرامش می‌کنم و راحت‌تر می‌توانم به آن شخص اعتماد کنم. به عبارت دیگر، من می‌توانم احساساتم را بهتر به زبان مادریم بیان کنم. نلسون ماندلا گفته است اگر با فردی به زبانی صحبت کنید که او می‌فهمد، کلمات به ذهن او می‌رسد. اگر با او به زبان خودش صحبت کنید، کلمات به دل او می‌آید. وقتی انسان به زبان مادری خود صحبت می‌کند، ارتباط مستقیمی بین قلب، مغز و زبان او برقرار می‌شود. صحبت کردن به زبان مادری به انسان جرأت می‌دهد. در حال حاضر مردم برای برقراری ارتباط با یکدیگر باید انگلیسی صحبت کنند و زبان مادری خود را کمتر استفاده می‌کنند و فرزندانشان نیز کمتر از آن استفاده می‌کنند و بعد از چندین نسل دیگر چیزی از زبان مادری آنها باقی نمی‌ماند. از دست دادن زبان مادری به معنای از دست دادن هویت است. روز جهانی زبان مادری به ما یادآوری می‌کند که هویت خود را حفظ کنیم و نگذاریم زبان مادری ما از بین برود.
At this time, we're going to bring Edwin Vargas to sing Mi Viejo San Juan, which is In My Old San Juan, and Alma, Corazón, Vida, which is soul, heart, and life.
Polish, they speak Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, whatever language they speak, Mandarin. And unfortunately, as we learn English, many of our families forget their mother language. And now we're entering a time where the world is smaller and smaller, and we need all the talent. We need American citizens that speak English, but also can speak those other languages, not only for purposes of commerce, but for purposes of culture, diplomacy. So in our attempts to integrate into the U.S. and to learn English, let's preserve those mother languages. So it's a real honor for me to be here and to share a couple of songs, Latino songs. One is from the island of Puerto Rico, where I'm from. My family is from Puerto Rico. This one is called Old San Juan, Mi Viejo San Juan. This is a song about the capital of Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico. People, when they sing this song, they think about returning one day to their island and wanting to see it one more time before they pass away. It's a nostalgic song, and the melody goes like this. That's how it starts out, in Mi Viejo San Juan. I hope you enjoy it. En mi viejo San Juan, cuántos sueños forjé en mis años de infancia, mi primera ilusión y mis cuitas de amor son recuerdos del alma Una tarde partí hacia extraña nación, pues lo quiso el destino. Pero mi corazón se quedó frente al mar en mi viejo San Juan. Adiós, adiós, adiós, Borinquen querida, tierra de mi amor. Adiós, adiós, adiós, mi diosa del mar, mi reina del palmar. Me voy, ya me voy, pero un día volveré a buscar mi querer, a soñar otra vez en mi viejo San Juan. Pero el tiempo pasó y el destino burló mi terrible nostalgia y no pude volver al San Juan que yo amé, pedacito de patria. Mi cabello blanqueó, ya mi vida se va, ya la muerte me llama y no quiero morir alejado de ti, Puerto Rico del alma. Adiós, adiós, adiós, Borinquen querida, tierra de mi amor. Adiós, adiós, adiós, mi diosa del mar, mi reina del palmar. Me voy, ya me voy, pero un día volveré a buscar mi querer, a soñar otra vez en mi viejo San Juan, a buscar mi querer, a soñar otra vez en mi viejo San Juan. Gracias. And this one is from, we have a growing Latin American population, not only from Puerto Rico, but from South America, especially Peru and Colombia. We have a Mexican population growing here in Connecticut, especially in the New Haven area. We have people coming from Central America, from Guatemala, El Salvador, many other countries, Costa Rica, and the Caribbean countries like Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic. But anyway, this one, Puerto Rico's in the Caribbean, so we're going to do one from South America. This is from the country of Peru. It's a Peruvian waltz known as Alma, Corazón y Vida. Soul, heart, and life. It's a love song, and it's a Peruvian waltz. It has its own style of waltz. Many of you that know music know normally waltz. Simple waltzes, 1, 2, 3. Well, they play the 1, 2, 3 meter, but they kind of quiet it with the palm. It gives it a little jump. And I'll try to pick a little bit of the melody first so you get familiar with the melody. It goes like this. Recuerdo aquella vez que yo te conocí. Recuerdo aquella tarde, pero no me acuerdo ni cómo te vi. Pero sí te diré que yo daré. Oye esta canción que lleva alma, corazón y vida, estas tres cositas nada más te doy. Porque no tengo fortuna, estas tres cosas te ofrezco, alma, corazón y vida y nada más. Alma para conquistarte, corazón para quererte y vida para vivirla junto a ti. Alma para conquistarte, corazón para quererte y vida para vivirla junto a ti. Thank you. Gracias.
This is why different languages are so important. As a Boricua, listening to that first song, I was just moved. And the second song, in my language, just burst of joy. Language matters. Thank you.
Yes, Jesse, I agree with you. When I listen something in Bangla, I have the same feeling. I always have tears of joy. Love for Mother Language, perfect title for a celebration of International Mother Language Day. That's the title of our musical dance. Members of 3 local Bengali community groups have combined in unity to present this piece. This piece is written by the esteemed director and cinematographer from Bangladesh, Mr. Saeed Awad, who is widely recognized for his work on the TV series Meghir Khea. And this love for mother language is directed by our brother Mullah Bahauddin Pial from Manchester.
Like a language tree, there are hundreds of thousands of leaves in it, thousands of languages, thousands of speakers.
যে শিশু ভূমিষ্ঠ হলো আজ রাত্রে, তার মুখে খবর পেলাম সে পেয়েছে ছাড়পত্র এক নতুন বিশ্বের দায়ে, তাই ব্যক্ত করে অধিকার। জন্মমাত্র সুতীব্র চিৎকারে খর্বদেহ নিঃসহায়, তবু মুষ্টিবদ্ধ হাত উত্তোলিত উদ্ভাসিত, সে ভাষা বুঝে না কেউ।
Every day, hundreds of thousands of babies learn their first words from their mothers, their mother language. Some says ma, mama, mommy, amma, ammijan, and many more. The language taught by mother is my mother language. It is my freedom of expression, my birthright. We bloom, we are soaked in the sweetness of our mother language. In the spring of 1952, the sword of tyranny came down on Bangla-speaking Bengalis at one corner of the world. Millions of Bengalis were deprived from their right to speak their mother language.
ওরা বলে সবার কথা কেড়ে নেবে।
Oh mother, they say,
তখন পলকে দারুণ
Then
ঝলকে
the water rose up
তরিতে
in the
উঠিল
stream
জল
with a great flash,
হৃদয়ে
a
লাগিল দোলা
wave in the heart,
জনসমুদ্রে
a
জাগিল
wave
জোয়ার
in the sea of people.
রাষ্ট্রভাষা রাষ্ট্রভাষা
We want the national
বাংলা চাই,
language,
বাংলা
Bangla.
চাই।
On the day, 21st February, Bengalis sacrificed their lives in the 6th street of Dhaka for the sake of mother language.
এসেছি বাঙালি পাহাড়পুরের বৌদ্ধ বিহার থেকে,
এসেছি বাঙালি জোর বাংলার মন্দির বেদি থেকে এসেছি আমার পেছনে হাজার চরণ চিহ্ন ফেলে শুধাও আমাকে এতদিন তুমি কোন প্রেরণায় এলে
What motivated you to come this far? It seems that you have not heard the seed mantra of the Bengali nation. Above all, man is true, none above him.
আমি টাকডুম বাজাই আমি টাকডুম বাজাই বাংলাদেশের ঢোল আমি টাকডুম বাজাই সব ভুলে যাই তাও ভুলি না বাংলা মায়ের কোল টাকডুম বাজাই আমি টাকডুম বাজাই বাংলাদেশের ঢোল আমি টাকডুম বাজাই মা তোমার মাটির সুরে সুরেতে মা তোমার মাটির সুরে সুরেতে আমার জীবন জোড়াইলা বাউল ভাটি আলিতে বাংলার মাটির সুরে সুরেতে পরাণ খুইলা মেঘনা তিতাস পদ্মারি গানে গায় পরাণ খুইলা মেঘনা তিতাস পদ্মারি গানে গায় সব ভুলে যায় তাও ভুলি না বাংলা মায়ের কোল টাকডুম বাজায় আমি টাকডুম বাজাই বাংলাদেশের ঢোল আমি টাকডুম বাজাই সব ভুলে যাই তাও ভুলি না বাংলা মায়ের কোল টাকডুম বাজাই বাংলাদেশের ঢোল আমি টাকডুম বাজাই বাংলাদেশের ঢোল আমি টাকডুম বাজাই
Love and respect for all the mother languages of the world. Thank you.
Wonderful presentation. These songs, recitations brought me to Bangladesh, Dhaka, Bangladesh. All of a sudden, I thought I am celebrating international mother language in my own country. Thank you. We are towards the end. Today, we have heard so many recitations. I would like to mention one important poem. I would like to say 2 lines in Bangla first. Kadte ashini, phashir dabi niye eshechi. This was the first poem written about 21 February. It was written by Mahbubul Alam, a young poet and political activist in Chittagong. In English translation, it would say, have not come to weep, but to demand they should be hanged. And I mean it, even these days. Finally, let me start with a quotation. I continue to embrace projects that address the pressing conflicts of our times, while also recognizing the common humanity that binds us and defines us. Does that ring a bell to any one of you? How about Matir Moina, Runway, Muktir Gan? Yes, you are absolutely right. Now, I would introduce a person whose work has won awards in Cannes and other international festivals and competed in the Oscars. It's my distinct privilege to introduce and winning film writer, filmmaker, writer, producer, editor, educator, the one and only Catherine Massoud. Today, she will share her experience in living in Bangladesh and learning a new language, Bangla. Catherine, so nice to have you.
Thank you so much. It's a great honor to be here today, and I mean, first of all, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to and admiration for the people of the town of Manchester and all of the Town of Manchester departments who've come together in collaboration with many Bangladeshi cultural organizations to organize this wonderful event, which is a real tribute to the global character of International Mother Language Day, which has its proud roots as part of Bangladesh's heritage, as part of the Bhasha Andolan, the language movement, and that which gave birth to the country of Bangladesh. So I'm here today to share a few words about my own journey of learning the Bengali or the Bangla language and my journey in Bangladesh, which some of you may be familiar with, but maybe others are not so much. So many years ago, in the late 1980s, I had just finished college, and my major was development studies, which is the study of the developing world. And I had decided that I wanted to do something like the Peace Corps, but not the Peace Corps, without the bureaucracy and other restrictions of the Peace Corps. So I set about organizing my own personal overseas experience that I felt was going to be part of my journey onwards to my PhD in development economics. The best laid plans, as they say. So I wrote to a number of NGOs in different countries through a student organization that I belong to. And I got many interesting replies, and I was having trouble deciding, where should I go? I had actually focused on Latin America and had learned Spanish, so I kind of assumed I would end up going to South America or Central America. But as it was, I went to my professor and I showed him these responses that I'd received, and he looked through them very carefully and he said, you know, this organization in Bangladesh sounds really interesting. Maybe you should consider going there. And I didn't really know much about that part of the world, aside from the fact that my uncle had spent many years in Nepal, and when I was 14, I went to India and Nepal to visit him. But other than that, of course, I didn't know a word of Bengali, and let alone have much of an idea about the history. So I immediately, having made a split-second decision that that's what I would do, I immediately set about trying to learn Bangla. So I ordered a 2-volume primer of the Bengali language that came with some cassettes that had been put together by a University of Chicago professor by the name of Edward C. Dimmock. And over the course of that summer, I studied these with intense focus, I shall say. But unfortunately, I was not able to really speak Bangla. One important element was missing, even after that study, which is that I needed to actually be surrounded by the language and the people. So when I landed in Bangladesh that September, I found myself suddenly afloat. It was a complete immersion. I was surrounded by people who didn't speak English, and so I had to learn very quickly. Well, interestingly, my introduction to really learning to speak the language was actually through the cooks and the rickshaw pullers and the gatekeepers, the buas, the darwans, and the rickshawalas. They were the ones who actually first started teaching me Bangla, because whenever I met somebody middle class, they just wanted to practice their English with me. So I'll have to admit that the first Bangla that I learned was not very bhodro. It wasn't very polite. And my manner of speaking Bangla was likewise sort of reflecting, that introduction. But over time, it started to improve. Things started to come together in my mind. I started to be able to understand phrases, words, sentences. And so gradually, I started to really learn the language. I spent about a year doing research, interviewing people who are working in the development sphere, visiting projects, writing reports. But also during that time, as I learned more about the language, it became kind of a gateway, a magic portal to something much wider, which I hadn't anticipated. It was a whole culture, it was a people, it was a history. And I became connected to the arts world in Bangladesh, poets and writers, musicians, and of course, filmmakers during that first year, as I learned more and more about the language and was able to engage more and more with other people in Bangladesh. And of course, it was through those connections that eventually I met my future husband, Tariq Masood. But by that time, I already was quite conversant in Bangla. So I think it was, over that critical time period of that first year also that I became much more aware of the centrality of language in identity. Bangla really taught me that. I began to know more about the Bengali language movement. That was a foundation of Bangladesh, and the martyrs who'd given their lives in 1952. And the more I learned the language, the more motivated I was to learn to speak it better and eventually to read it also, even without any formal language education. It was an organic process that also transformed the way I saw the people and the country, but even the way I saw myself. After that first year in Bangladesh, I had jettisoned my plan for a PhD in the social sciences and took a completely unforeseen path in my own life. I had gone to Bangladesh with a short-term research plan, but ended up spending decades of my life there, the majority, in fact, of my adult life to this date. Over time, as I spoke the language all day, every day, and immersed myself in the culture, history, and politics of the country, my identity began to shift to something that was more hybrid. I was passing and had begun to pass, I should say, through the magic portal of language. I had learned to love and appreciate the music and poetry of Rabindranath and Nazrul, and the genius of Jivanananda Das and Lalan Shah. And in so doing, I myself was transformed. In the United States, where we are a nation of immigrants, in large part, I should say, there are so many hybrid identities: Mexican-American, Indonesian-American, Japanese-American, Vietnamese-American, who form part of the diaspora of their native lands. But through my own journey, I came to see myself as a kind of strange example of an inverted diaspora, as I'd like to call it, when I returned to my, quote, home, unquote, country. I was no longer an American. I was an American Bangladeshi. So, thank you. So I say to you on this day when we celebrate all mother languages, it's not just about the love of your own mother tongue. It truly is about the love of all mother tongues that we should embrace as our own when we pass through that magic portal of language. Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much for sharing your own experience in Bangladesh, your life experience. Finally, talk about Dr. Diane Claire Kearney, the Director of Equity and Adult Education. She has been instrumental in developing programs for the most marginalized young adults. She is a Manchester luminary, and proudly she is one of the faces of a mural that displays civil rights leaders and activists on the side of the Mahoney Recreation Center right here in Manchester for all of her work she has done for over the last 30 years. She continues to be completely devoted to the cause of eradicating racism as well as all discrimination. I would like to invite Dr. Kearney to the stage. Bangladeshi community is immensely grateful for your unwavering support in making this event a resounding success. Our heartfelt thanks to you, Dr. Kearney.
Wow, hello, hello. What a brilliant program that was. You know, I learn something new every year, so I embrace this, I take it all in. Yes, my name is Diane Claire Kearney. I'm the Director of Manchester Adult Ed, as well as Equity for the district. And as I think about the significance of this program, I can't help but think about my own history, my own story. And in terms of ancestry, I'm 40% Nigerian. I went on to myheritage.com. My ethnicity and culture is Jamaican, but I was born in England. As far as my race, I'm Black. This is significant because in terms of my ethnicity, I know Patois, which is born out of Jamaica and Nigeria. The language I was forced to learn and embrace was the King's English. My African roots and language were stripped due to slavery. And for that, I am honored to be in celebration with you today, to lift up the importance of one's mother language. And as Dr. Ilahi said, and I quote, "It's time to convert our celebration into our fight for upholding equality, human dignity, universal human rights, and social justice." And so I hope that you enjoyed this celebration as much as I did. So special thanks to our town leaders, Mayor Jay Moran, Superintendent Matt Gary, Kwesi Antamensa, who spoke on his behalf, of course the chairperson, Chris Patacini, our partners in this event, the Department of Leisure, Family, and Recreation, the writers and poets who participated in yesterday's Writers' Meet and Greet at the Whiten Branch Library, and especially to Dr. Gulshan Ara, who organized the event, as well as the leadership of the Bangladeshi American Friends and Family of Connecticut, the United Bangladeshi Christian Community of Connecticut, and the Bangladeshi Christian Association of Connecticut. I don't want to forget our MCs, Dr. Sarah Tasneem, Joanna Jofi Data, and Jesse Muniz Poland. I apologize if I disrespected anyone's name and my pronunciation. I should have practiced ahead of time. And of course, Dr. Muhammad Elahi and Dr. Sail Rahman, our speakers from Quinnipiac College. Thank you so much. What you said was powerful and inspiring to me. But we also have to thank the principal of Manchester High School, Caitlin Miner, David Fairbanks, Eric Larson, and the students from the MHS television production program, because we would not have seen what we saw, we wouldn't have the lights if it weren't for them. We have to thank Manchester Public Library, especially Doug Madonna, Jennifer Bartlett, and Norman Nevers. And of course, a special thanks to the 2023 International Mother Language Day Planning Committee, whose names are listed in the credits and programs. It goes without saying, thank you to all of the participants and to all of you for staying and enduring in today's event, sharing your words, your songs, your poetry, and dances, all in honor of celebrating the rich diversity of languages and cultures in preservation of all mother language. So have an absolutely awesome afternoon. It's time for dinner, and thank you to all. Peace to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kearney, and thank you everyone for coming down and sharing today's event with us and yesterday. Can we give a shout out to our backstage manager, Nita? She doesn't want to come out, but Nita actually handled us. Thank you everybody for coming.
I'm sure you have all noticed a model Shahid Minar there. This was constructed by Mr. Shad Chaudhry. It's a tradition that people from all walks of life pay tribute to language martyrs by placing flowers on the altar of the central Shahid Minar in Bangladesh, which is in Dhaka, Bangladesh. The famous song, Amar Bhayer Rokte Rangano 21 February, which translates to My Brother's Blood was shed on the 21st of February, commemorates the language martyrs. This song is considered as one of the most widely sung songs in Bangladesh, and it holds a special place in the hearts of many Bangladeshis, like me. I am one of them. It was written by Mr. Abdul Ghaffar Chaudhry, and composed by Shahid Altaf Mahmud, two prominent cultural figures and activists in Bangladesh. Unfortunately, Shahid Altaf Mahmud was killed during the Bangladesh Liberation War in 1971, just because he was a patriot. The song's powerful lyrics and melody have made it a symbol of resistance, resilience, and it continues to inspire generations of Bangladeshis to this day. I would request you, the audience, who has been with us for almost about 3 hours, to move forward peacefully, forming a line and pay your tribute. Go to the Shahid Minar. Thank you all. Have a good night. Talking to the control room, the song may play now.